FYI, if you're watching this the day that it comes out, there's still 1 day left to get a sweater. So if you were thinking about it, or if you want any more information, everything is available at madisonkate.com. Okay, love you.
Hi, hello. It's nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it, and welcome to the official June TBR. You might hear me saying the official June TBR and think, hey Maddie, don't you and TBRs not like really click? Because like, aren't you a mood reader? You would be correct. I am to my core a mood reader, which is why TBRs, when I make them, you and me need to know, me and you sitting here right now, we need to know that I am 100% lying. I am, because I am to my core a mood reader. And if the mood takes me away, then that's where the mood takes me. Because if the reading mood is not the mood of the book that I'm picking up, no reading will be done. All of that to say, a TBR for me is really more of a TBC, like a to be considered. Like, we're thinking about it. It's on our minds. However, if you've been keeping up with my channel, you might have an idea, might have caught an inkling that I have been unable to pick my reads. It has been a skill that I have lacked the ability to do. Every time I finish a book and I look at what to pick up next, I'm always like, it can't be me that makes that decision. Because the books that I want to read are overshadowed by the books that I need to read. Need, really exaggerated use of the word need. However, there are so many books that I physically own, that I am staring at right now, that it pains me on a physical level that they are not consumed inside my brain. I haven't rated them yet. I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know which ones of you are going to change my life. And I need to know that. So I have been stopped, unable to make decisions because of the books that I need to read. So I thought, why don't we whittle that list down a little bit? All of these books are anticipated 5 stars because I am crazy and I think that everything is going to be 5 stars. That's the issue right now. I've never had this problem before where I have so many books that I want to read so badly. So I thought, why don't we make a little list? Why don't we pick a couple of these books to be on our June TBR? And hey, maybe for once I will actually read an entire TBR. Hey, maybe we will do a reading vlog trying to read the entire TBR, because I think this will be a really good TBR, because I want to read every single one of these books. And where do I get most of my book suggestions from? To the point that I hear about them and they're added to my cart and they're in my door and they're in this pile right here? From my best friends, from my book girlies. So for this month, I compiled the top 20-ish books that I wanted to read most desperately, most badly. And I sent them over to my book besties and I asked them for no rhyme or reason, no reason at all, just like, could you maybe associate a song with each of these books? And all of those songs have been compiled into a TBR playlist, which we will be shuffling, which will be choosing our TBR, which, can I just say, huge shout out to Emily, Bailey, and Emmy for taking this as seriously as they did. Because if there's one thing that I've realized, being a book girly and being friends with book girlies, is that there are no people in this world who will listen to you as well, listen to you as seriously, and just feel things as deeply as book girlies do. Because I feel like a lot of people, if I asked them to attribute a song to something random, they would in no way, shape, or form take it as seriously as my book girlies did. And this is just your reminder to hold your book besties, your book girlies, your book everythings as close as possible, because those are the people that you want in your corner. And with all that to say, my girlies took this extremely seriously, because if one of them had read a book and someone sent a song for that book, they would respond and be like, oh my god, no, the lyrics in this one are perfect. Like, I feel like I was expecting people to be like, yeah, kind of this one, I associated this song kind of with that book. But they took this task too hard, and even though I have not read these books, so I do not know how well the songs apply yet, I know they applied well for them. Now, I obviously can't just straight up play the song in this video or else it would get taken down. I will have the TBR playlist linked down below so you can take a listen to all of the songs that pick our books. We officially have our TBR playlist, our 20 books ready to go, and we're gonna shuffle this and let it pick our June TBR. I don't know if this is a really strong or a really aggressive start. Fine Line by Harry Styles. This song makes me cry. And I feel like I know this book is gonna make me cry. So the first official book on our June TBR is in fact A Love Letter to Whiskey, and specifically the 5th anniversary edition. So you get the whole second book in a second POV. I've heard this is for the Magnolia Parks lovers. I heard this is gonna rip my heart out. And I know it's two people that just consistently missed each other. With this song, do I just have to listen to this song on repeat the entire time? I will have to confer with Emily on that one. I might have never listened to that song before. I have had this book on a TBR before, though. I told myself for the summer I wanted to read the entire Windy City series, so I know I have to get through this one first. And I know I am saying that very negatively. However, people have told me, and it has been embedded in my brain, that this first one is not amazing and that you kind of need to power through it to move on further in the series. So maybe this is what we needed. We needed it added to a TBR, although I actually have no idea what these are about other than the fact that they're sports romances. I know with Rewind It Back having just come out and everything that people adore this series. And I've also heard that some people like this book the best, like this is their favorite of the series. So I'm going in with tempered expectations. I think I will like it. I'm not expecting to love it, but I'm expecting to love a book further in the series, which means we have to start here. Seven Devils by Florence and the Machine for our Seven Devils in Angel Theme. That kind of rhymed. I read City of Gods and Monsters like the first week of March so long ago. Loved it. Was so long. I said it in that video that I was like, that book is so long, but it's not too long. This one is, again, so long. It must be like, okay, is this almost 900 pages? Okay, it's 700 and I don't want to see the end. 739 pages of absolute lore, urban fantasy goodness. And I actually just edited the video that I read City of Gods and Monsters in. It was the first dartboard video, and I was reminded of how much I loved Mr. Castle and Lorraine. Like, their relationship in this is just so soft and sweet, and the way that City of Gods and Monsters ends, there's a lot of like untied loose ends, but it felt like a finalized chapter. Like, it felt like a completed story that we were then going to expand on as we moved further in the series. And I know that we get different point of views and different characters as we move forward, so I'm excited to see what happens in this one. In the first one, we're following Lorraine, who's like this human girl that for some reason everyone is tracking, and it's this urban fantasy situation where there's so many different magical things. Okay, we have werewolves, vampires, and the Hellseers, and the Hellseers can literally see people's auras, so they're kind of like magical bounty hunters. And the Seven Devils are the strongest, are the best Hellseers group in all of this city. And the main guy, Darien Castle, is sent to get Lorraine on this bounty, and he gets there and he's like, why would they be coming after a human girl? And they end up kind of deciding to work together, but there's slow burn romance in this. And I know that we get romances from other characters as we move forward, so this is a hefty book to be adding to the TBR. However, it is a series that I really want to keep reading with, and I know so many people love. It's just a daunting book to start and like be annotating, because it's like, I will go through multiple highlighters finishing this, you know what I mean? The first book in the Legacy series by Melissa K. Rorick. I've actually never read the title of this. Okay, Reign of Shadows and Endings. I know not one singular thing about this, actually not one singular thing. This is a book that is a culprit of, my friend told me to buy it, so I bought it, and I actually have no idea what it's about. Bailey actually sent me another book that is on this list, so maybe it'll get pulled. She just sent me a picture of it and was like, Maddie, I feel like you would love this. And I bought it and sent her a screenshot of the order and was like, you say jump and I say how high. And my boyfriend saw me buy it and was like, do you have any idea what that's about? Like, what made you buy that? And I was like, a book girlie told me to buy it. She said that she thought I'd like it. Obviously, I'm gonna buy it. And this is another case of that, because I know nothing about this, but it's on the list now. I also did inquire with the girlies and made sure that I didn't have to read Lady of Darkness first, and if they really can be read in interchanged orders. I know that there's some things in this that'll be a little bit confusing if you haven't read Lady of Darkness. However, I know that Emmy read them in this order, and she said that it was fine, and she said she would explain anything that I don't know, and that she's liked going back to Lady of Darkness. So I think I'm gonna read it in the same order, even though this is like a spin-off series from the Lady of Darkness. Apparently this one's better, and it's okay to start here. This is already looking like I won't be able to do anything but read. Like, there will be no sleeping time with the amount of pages that we have on this list. Okay, I was hoping that this one was gonna get picked. I was hoping this one could get picked, okay? This book literally just came out and I don't have a physical copy of it yet, but it's a love story by Annabelle Monaghan. There are a couple books on this list that I don't have physically in my hands yet, but I knew that I was going to want to get around to in the month of June. So this is It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I'm not 100% sure even what this book is about. However, I've rated every single Annabelle Monaghan book, like 4.5 and above. I love the way that she writes. And the sweet nothings in her books, if I had to attribute Annabelle Monaghan to a song, it would be Sweet Nothing by Taylor Swift. So imagine It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan is on here now, because I'm gonna have to run out and grab that, and I am not upset about it at all. Is a creepy song, like borderline a very, very creepy song. However, this is the book that Bailey texted me and was like, Maddie, you need to read this. And I literally said, Bailey says to jump, how high? Because it was in my cart already on its way to my house. I actually have not one singular idea what this is about. However, when I told Bailey that I bought it, she was like, I need to do a reread. Like, that's how good this book was. And she was saying it's very romantic, which is like obviously my cup of tea. Once upon a time, there lived a mysterious boy named Julian with a curse as old as centuries wrapped around his soul. He was one of the hollow heathens, the very dark creatures who caused the townspeople to live in fear. And the Blackwell name was stained with darkness and death. They called him a monster, cold and hollow, that they shouldn't go near him. Still, there was this aching pull to Julian Blackwell that I couldn't escape. A nostalgic pull, as if we'd been here before. Yeah, no, that sounds up my alley. That does sound up my alley. Red Queen by Victoria Aviard. The way that I have been waiting for a reason to pick this up, a video to put this in, a reason that I can pick this up, because Victoria Aviard is actually one of the very few authors that I follow. I think authors and reviewers engaging in book spaces can be kind of tricky. However, I'm obsessed with Victoria Aviard. I love the way that she talks about the publishing industry, about politics, everything. I'm a very big fan of Victoria Aviard. However, I've never read anything by her. So like a month or two ago, I pulled the trig and I got the entire box set of the Red Queen series. And actually, as soon as I bought it, I went and read the reviews I don't know why I would read reviews after buying something. However, a bunch of people got like 3 copies of one of the books in the box set and then like not the other books. So I was very pleasantly surprised when it came and it actually had all 4 books it was supposed to have. That being said, Red Queen has been added to the list. I have no idea what this is about other than the fact that it's world divided by blood types. I'm pretty sure if you have one type of blood, you have magical powers, and if you have a different color blood, you don't have magical powers, but our main character has the wrong type of blood to have magical powers, but she does have them. I have no idea. However, I'm so excited to finally read something by Victoria Aviard. We're gonna do one more because I feel like an 8-book TBR feels like a good sweet spot. It feels like an amount of books that can be read, but also still a challenge, which is what we're going for. So our 8th and final book on our TBR is Hollow Crown means Blood and Steel, the first book in the Legends of Thesmar series, which is a book that Emily has been desperately trying to get me to read. Emily was reading this last time I was in Calgary visiting her, and she was obsessed with it. And this is another case that my friend told me to buy a book, and I bought it instantly, and Emily has been on me to read this one. She thinks I'm gonna love it. Honestly, there's never been a book that Emily's given me that I'm like, no, not for me. Because if there is one thing me and Emily share, it is one singular brain cell. Yeah, we share that brain cell between the two of us, and that brain cell tends to like a lot of the same things. At least our middle ground is exactly the same. Women are forbidden to wield blades, so she is trained in secret her entire life. Now racing against the clock, she fights to secure her place in the elite guild charged with the protection of the 5 kingdoms. All around them, schemes are afoot and darkness loom. Will Althea pass the perilous initiation test and take her place as the champion of Thesmar, or will the invading evil snatch away her dream before it starts? I mean, there is nothing like romantasy love. Like, nothing like giving them a sword to make the stakes just a little bit higher, you know? That being said, this plus It's a Love Story is officially our June TBR as chosen through the songs that my best friends associate these books with. And I should probably get to reading now because it's gonna take me, the slow reader that I am, quite a bit to get through all of these. However, let me know if you guys have read any of these and what you thought of them, or which ones I should prioritize and like be picking up ASAP, because I do obviously really want to read every single one of these. And by want, I mean need. Because it's that serious. It's that serious, okay? But we have narrowed down the 20 books that I need to read to 8 that I can read this month. And I can turn my brain off and just read these books. That's the plan. If you guys want to listen to the entire playlist and all the songs that were associated with these books, I will have the playlist linked down below. And on that note, I hope to see you in the next one. And hopefully at some point this month, we will have read every single one of these, or maybe even we will do a video trying to rate our entire June TBR, because if there's one thing that I want to accomplish in my life, it is reading an entire TBR. Maybe this will be the month. Let's send good energy. I believe that this could be the month. Love you. Bye. All of these books being kind of color coordinated feels like a good omen. Feels like this is a TBR that could get read.